Do you know that we're in what's called the holiday seasons or Christmas? But much of everything you know about Christmas, it's not really true. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that you usually will never hear about during Christmas. But it's what Christmas is really all about. Are you ready? God's anger. Jesus was not a guilty man. Jesus was innocent. Jesus never sinned. And in order to stop the storm that was coming against you and me for our sin, we didn't have to throw Him in to the sea. He threw Himself into the sea. When Jesus was on the cross, it was like Him. Let's imagine for a moment that we're in a boat. And all of us are terrified because the waves are so high, the boat's going to break apart. But Jesus is asleep. Why is He asleep? Because He's done nothing wrong. He's never sinned. That wrath, that anger of God that's coming up all around us and tearing our boat apart, it has nothing to do with Him. He never broke God's law. He never sinned. He's just asleep. God's not against Him. He's the perfect Son of God who always obeyed. But we're in that boat, and you and I, we deserve to die. We deserve to be swallowed up by that ocean. But Jesus comes forth right at the moment that we're about to die, and He throws Himself into that ocean. Even though He didn't deserve to die, He throws Himself into that. And when He did, when He paid for our sins with His life, then God's anger was calmed, and now God can freely love us. Do you see that? Just think about this for a moment. You're to be swallowed up into the ocean and sucked down to die forever. And Jesus says, stop. And He takes off running, and He jumps right out of the boat and throws His own body into that sea. And when He does, the sea becomes calm. Now, children, what are you going to do when you see that there's somebody out there that loves you that much, that threw their own body into the sea? Are you going to just be able to stop thinking about that? No. Shouldn't you live for that person? Shouldn't you love that person? Shouldn't you believe in that person? That's why Jesus is more important than anything else. Do you realize that this morning alone, I've sinned enough to go to hell? This morning alone. But Jesus threw Himself into the sea. He stopped the wrath of God that was coming against me and you by His own death in our place, even though He did not deserve to die. You want to know what Christmas is all about? It's about a baby in a manger who would grow up living a sinless life and go to a cross and die in your place. It's about a great king who would throw Himself into the sea, even though He did not deserve it, in order to save the people in the boat. Several years ago when I was in Ukraine, they told me a story, and it's all over the place. I don't know if it's an urban legend, but it's about a Russian prince and his slave. And they were in a dog sled in Siberia. And they were both taking off in a pack of wolves. And wolves aren't like what you think. They're not just like dogs. A wolf's head can be that big. And this pack of wolves came after them. And pretty soon they realized, we're not going to be able to outrun this pack of wolves. We're going to die. And so the servant threw himself off of the dog sled, and the wolves ate the servant. And the king was saved. And someone said, that's a picture of the cross. And another man said, no, it's not. If it had been a picture of the cross, it would have been the king who threw himself off the dog sled in order to save the slave. Do you see that? See, that's why we love Jesus, children. I don't like religion. I'm not all about rules and all kinds of things like that. It's all about loyalty to one person. That's what it's about. Loyalty to one person. Do you see that? To Jesus Christ. To the one who made you and the one who died for you. It's about being loyal to Him. All right, God bless you.